All right, bunker lager is squared away. Yes, it is the bunker lager. You can't see it, but there's a sign on the door that says bunker lager, simply meaning that is the storage area for bunker. This is the back side of the bunker. You don't see this very often. Here's where I'm usually back in here, getting my stuff. Notice how this doorway keeps getting narrower? I think the bunker's shifting a little bit and get closer to the house. This is the house. Check that color out. What is that? I don't know. We're gonna work on it though, because not much of it. Most of the house is brick, but yeah. Little 270 right there, huh? And be quiet because we're gonna be here all day. Speaking of lager, okay. This is Starsiedel Pale Lager. It's a recipe derived from another one I invented, but was Starsiedel Pilsner. Starsiedel is the name of a village in Germany we visited back in 2009. Wonderful time, lots of German beer and great company and great, beautiful, beautiful country. And so I wanted to make a beer that reminded me of our time there, and this is it. I wanted to name it after that village, the Dorf. They call it the Dorf over there. No, I don't mean midgets. They're pretty polite over there. They don't say those kind of things. This Dorf is a village, and it's tiny. I'm from Newport, New Jersey, which I thought was tiny. Man, this place is small. I'm talking too much, I know. Woo! I had 2 sips, I'm already talking. Alright. First of all, it's past noon. Please don't judge. Alright? I got a half a gallon of water in here, and I added about a half a pound of malted barley grains. And it's going to give us this kind of a color to the beer water, which we call wort later on. But that's going to give us some aromas, some flavor profile of the sweetness of the grain. You're going to taste that grain. And after this gets, we're extracting all that goodness right now for about half an hour. And then we're going to add some more water. We're going to add some grain, sugars, etc. And we are going to make beer by adding hops. Stand by. It should be really good today. And really good when it's done. Okay, you see, half an hour later, I'm taking it easy. I'm not going to go overboard today. Okay, alright, so we got these grains in here, and in this water, we got to get that out. So we got a nice little colander thingy and strainer. Put that in a 7 gallon bucket. It's used for making wines and beers. And we're going to strain this water off, and that's going to be our wort. You can see it's in there. It's hard to see, but yeah, you can kind of see it, right? There's our grains. And all in there. I think this thing's kind of handy up. Thanks to the Roberts family, and they moved. That's a nice sink here, huh? Right, so slosh that around in there, get through. We'll return this to the burner and get ready to. These grains still have some goodness in them. Let's put a little bit of water over those and strain. You have to make sure we got it all. We want to get everything we can out of these grains. Doesn't take much. Now on the darker beers, this takes a while, but this light beer, light. It sure ain't no Michelob. Ultra. Speaking of light beers and NASCAR beers, my guy changed from Miller Lite to Keystone. How in the world is he supposed to go up in the world when you're doing that? Golly. Miller Lite ain't my favorite. Keystone? Look at them grains. You eat them. They're good. Real sweet. Add this in here. You see that goodness? That's good beer. All right. Let's warm that up. And we're going to add our extracts and start doing our hop additions. Isn't that magical? Filled itself up. Okay. Man, it doesn't take long with this propane burner. I'm going to tell you that right now. This process takes a while, usually in the house, like maybe 45 minutes to get 2.5, 3 gallons of water up to a boil. Here, it's about 10 minutes. And it's cold. This is really cool. Okay, so anyway, we are sitting at probably at least 200 degrees now. It's warming up fast. Let me turn it on first. The other thing is a temptation. This is the bunker dartboard, and this has got a dark look to it. The temptation is leave it here. Tempting, tempting. 69, 92, 99. Well, yeah, we're at 205. 212 is when it boils, right? Right, kids? Remember those days back in school? All right. School. Yeah, I did it yesterday. Helped the girls with some homeschool stuff. And, I don't know. I might despise being a teacher as much as I did a student, right? So, use a whisk. Here's our grain sugars. It's like powdered sugar. That's all it is. This is somebody else that takes grain, barley, malted barley, and they cook it down and air dry it, and they get this powder. Now, I can cook the grain down myself, but I've never had that facility do it. I can now. This may happen in the future. We'll see. But for now, we're still extract brewing, they call this. All right? Now, this stuff clumps up immediately in the water, so the whisk will help distribute the water throughout the dust and hopefully have less clumps. The first batch I made was hilarious. I just cut the bag open, dumped it in there, and it was this 3-pound clump of grain sugar. It took me forever to dissolve. Well, not forever because we would still be there, right? It took a while. After that, we started whisking everything. First time being outside brewing, it's nice. You can just toss your trash, and the rain here will wash that away. If not, the ants will come by and they'll eat it, and they'll be like, "Man, food's getting better at the bunker. It's straight dessert." All right. This is 6 pounds of very light grained sugars, Pilsen they call it, and doesn't add much. My grains I did earlier, that's going to be our color, and to give us this beautiful, isn't it? Every time I talk about it, we're having another sip. Man, that's good stuff right there. What do I go so fast? All right. I don't know why. I do it every time. All right, we are at boil. Let's add hops real quick, and then we'll show you the hop additions later. It sure looks like we're boiling anyway. Let's verify that. Hops. You want to see the hops? Okay. Now I have used full-on hops before. Actually, this is not the boil. We lost a couple degrees here. Let me get that going. While that's going, it won't take. It shouldn't take. I'm serious. It won't take long. Put this lid on here. Hopefully, it doesn't overflow. It's embarrassing. Look at this little rabbit food looking pellets. See these things? Okay. Hops are, I'm not trying to mansplain here, but hops are a flower, and they're not like a pretty flower, just a green flower, and they're very bitter if you taste them. That's what we want. We need some bittering agents to counteract the sweetness of that grain in there. That grain, this is like sugar water. It smells and tastes too sweet, so you got to balance it with hops. And we're going to balance it with 8 ounces of hops. That's a lot. It really is, but this is a lighter hop. It's going to give it some bitterness, but a lot of hop flavor. Saaz is the name of the hop. S-A-A-Z. And you're right. That name's not from here. So, all right. Every few minutes, let's add these now, and it's going to go ahead and boil 45 minutes. We'll come back and we'll show you the next 2 hop additions. 3 ounces Saaz hops. This is kind of fun to do, zinging stuff. Yeah, I'll pick it up later. I'll pick it up now. All right, now, ooh, coming out of the mist. Yeah. Ooh, we got to refill that, don't we? Fortunately, you probably if you can see that, but way back here, that's where my taps are. We'll fill that in just a minute. I'm going to show you the second hops addition. This is 2 ounces of hops. Ooh, what's this little thing? This is a little tablet called Weir Flock, or Irish moss. It's actually a seaweed. Yeah. And it clears the beer up a little bit. And on these lighter ones, like this one, you want to have it in there. It kind of pulls all these other things that are in the beer, like floating around in there, grains and stuff. Lets it settle to the bottom of your fermenter and all. And then when I siphon that off, I had a timer on. Dead on. Look at that. Gosh, I'll pick that up too. I didn't know how to turn this thing off. I never used timer. I think you did it. Okay. That's going to go in there for 12 minutes. Check the time. All right. 12 minutes. Then I'm going to drop another 3 ounces of hops for 3 minutes. That'll finish the 1 hour boiling. And so next we'll show you when this cools, how we're going to put that into our fermenter and get it going. All right. Let's go fill this up. Okay, so my apologies. I had forgotten that. I didn't forget to drink that though. I'm using different yeast than I usually use on this beer, and I used this style of yeast before, but inside this is a liquid yeast. Okay, now inside there's also a yeast nutrient pack. You gotta feel, this is the old smack pack they call it. So you gotta find that packet and kind of put it in the palm of your hand and then smack it. We've done it. Now that's going to mix with the yeast, and that's going to be the first thing that yeast feeds on. Over 100 billion yeast cells. I don't know who counted them, but you know, it's on the packaging, so it must be true. But this, I've used this yeast before in other beers. I may have used it, I can't remember. But anyway, this is a good yeast. Anyway, so that's got to sit, and we let that build up. It's going to blow up like a balloon. That way, you know, the yeast is ready to go, and it wants to eat this. So we top this off. I'll show you what we're doing. We're not going to keep you on here any longer. You've been watching this video. If you watched so far, I appreciate your patience. It's almost done, okay? Got a lid here for the... This is just me patching a crack in the lid, but no big deal. This goes on, rubber seal on the inside. We'll seal tightly to this. Now, like, where's that hole? There it is. There's a hole right here. Because what happens is that when that yeast gets a hold of that sugar water that this is, it's going to do two things. It's going to create alcohol. Yes, that is the main purpose. Second purpose is it creates CO2, which that's our gas that gives us the bubbles. That gas has got to get out. Well, it'll flow out. But while it's flowing out, trust me, fruit flies love the smell of beer. And they'll be flying around and going there and drinking my beer. I mean, I'm willing to share, but not with them clowns, all right? Put a little lock on there. This little airlock is filled with, you put a little bit of water in it, and you see there's like see that center tube inside there? When you got water in there, the flies can't get through the water to get to the beer, but the gases can come out, you know what I'm saying? And this little cup sits over top of it, and it'll be bloop, 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 and the CO2 will be running out. Now, flies still be flying around, it's like, we smell beer somewhere, we just can't get to it. Sorry, thanks to be you. But then I put that on top there, and she'll bubble. Now, this will go inside the house, ferment for about 4 days, and then when it's done, there'll be active fermentation, then I'll siphon it off and leave all the junk behind, let it lager for, you know, a few weeks, and then when we're out of that beer, I'll slap it in there, 5 gallons of this, 5-gallon kegs. Perfect, right? So, hey, thanks for joining us on the Grill and Bunker YouTube channel when we're actually not grilling anything right now. We will be soon. I got the coals going out. We're fixing to get that done, but making beer out here is something we'll keep doing. And we'll let you all in on the secrets of Jason's home brewing. All right? Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye now.